This is Captain Trunch from the LGBT Starfish Prize and Enter. Captain's Log 1. I came across this blog, and when I read it, I just wanted to fucking punch someone.
I've been discussing masculinity a lot lately, and how male privilege can be used for good. This article is intended for male-identifying people who are already feminists and looking for ways to be a better ally. So without further ado, here's 9 ways that you can use your male privilege.
Well, as a gay ex-feminist, I'm going to respond to this feminist vomit as it should be. So this bitch is telling us right off the bat that male privilege can be used for good. Do men normally use their male privilege for evil?
Number 1. Give women physical space. I've heard of women experimenting in large cities. When about to walk into a man, they stop where they are, and the guy walks into them. Men always expect women to move. Don't expect that. That's dumb. Also, when walking home at night, be aware of your surroundings. If there's a woman alone, chances are that she's afraid. Do not rush up to her and tell her how much of a feminist you are. Sit down, stop walking, pull out your phone, whatever. Just give her enough space so she's confident you're not following her. That's enough.
Firstly, why should anyone have to move for you, you arrogant fucking bitch? What makes you think that all women are entitled to benevolent chivalry of a man making his way for you to pass? Practice the courtesy yourself and maybe you won't get walked into by men who couldn't give a fuck about chivalry anymore because of third-wave feminism. Second, stop calling men dumb. Feminists seem to have such issues regarding men using words like crazy and bossy because it demeans women and holds them back professionally. Stop doing the same thing to men, you stupid fucking cunts. If men were stupid, we would all be living in mud huts painting our faces. Men do not live in mud huts in a civilized world, but look who sits there and paints their faces all day in the houses men built. And finally, as a gay man, I'm getting tired of paranoid women complaining about walking alone, day or night. Stop asking us for space. You bang on about manspreading and the amounts of space men take up, and then you fucking demand vast sways of space because you feel paranoid for absolutely no fucking reason. Don't ask men to compensate for your unreasonable paranoia. We should not be altering the laws and male behavior to legally protect snowflakes and feminists suffering from borderline personality disorder. I've included a link below. A University of Leicester study shows women who feel more at risk of crime also prefer physically dominant partners. I've also quite often noticed women clutching onto their handbags as I walk either behind them or past them. It always makes me chuckle, as their handbags are normally so fucking ugly, I would only really snatch it to replace it with a nicer one. Stop asking men to alter their patterns so females don't get frightened. If some paranoid bitch is afraid she's being followed, sit down, pull out your phone, and kill some time till you feel safe again. Like fuck, a man should have to stop and alter his patterns or lifestyle for a woman.
2. Stop talking about dicks. There's a great video if women talked about vaginas like men talked about dicks. Watching it, it's clear how uncomfortable men would be. So don't do the same to women. This applies to discussing length, discussing balls, dick jokes. Seriously, there are other ways to make people laugh. It also, by way of that, applies to male-centric sex jokes and comments. Oh, he's gonna do her so hard. Not appropriate. Stop that. No one does anyone in consensual sex because both people are doing things. Let's move on from that.
Then maybe they should consider stop getting their tits out. This also includes forming them into shapes that they do not actually resemble in real life. Why in the fuck can these whores not just shut the fuck up and leave men alone? Stop trying to language and humor police the male population. No wonder MGTOW is so fucking popular now. By the way, I watched the women talking about their cunts video, and all I have to say is, Amy Schumer.
3. Stop being friends with shitty people. Honestly, I think this one is completely overlooked or ignored most of the time. If I told a guy friend, hey, your friend blank was really shitty to me because he blank, the chances are my friend will still be friends with that shitty person. Stop that. If I tell you a guy has been inappropriate, has made racist comments, is a rapist, has made rape jokes, etc., etc., either confront the friend or stop talking to them. It's a powerful thing to say to another person, your behavior is problematic and I no longer want to interact with you. It means so much to us women when you do that. You're standing up for us, and you're condemning bad anti-feminist behavior. I think if all feminists stopped being friends with sexist people, feminism would be a lot easier to spread.
Well, having read her blog to now, if she told me a friend of mine had been shitty to her, I would completely understand why he would have been. If this cunt is going to go around claiming my friend's a rapist, she better have fucking police evidence to back it up. Stop asking men to stand up for you when in all probability you're exaggerating and more than likely making stories up.
4. Redirect attention if women aren't talking in a group. As a woman, it's often difficult to insert ourselves into conversations. See above. When you see women are in male-centric spaces not participating, chances are we're not having fun, and we may or may not already feel uncomfortable based on the situation. So invite us in. Honestly, that's just part of being a good friend, but it applies here too. Let us talk. But about what? Okay, great question. Here's a good starting list. Hey Lisa, watch any good TV lately? Lauren, have you got any good plans for this weekend, week, summer, winter? Or more generally, what do you think about that? What's your opinion on this, Holly? Do you agree with that? Have you been in a similar situation? The other way this comes up is, I've noticed at bars, men will be with their girlfriends, wives, whatever, and they'll talk to other men and ignore the women completely. So, moving on to our next item.
Since when the fuck do women find it difficult to insert themselves into conversations, and why in the fuck should men compensate for female pathos? I mean, if a woman does not like male-centric spaces, why place yourself there and expect the topic to change to female-centric taste? Get off your fucking asses and join the discussion at hand, or piss off and make coffee for everyone. If men talk to each other in bars and ignore the women completely, it's a sign that the men want to talk to each other and not the women. Get over it and let's move on to your next item.
5. Don't let us be cut off or ignored. Oftentimes, men will interrupt us, knowingly or unknowingly. When you notice this happen, cut the guy off. Oh, hold on, I think Maya was saying something. Or wait. Sorry, Maya, what were you going to say? Got it? Wonderful. The other place this applies is in introductions. If you see a man introduce himself only to the men in the room, call him out. It doesn't have to be rude. Just, hey, George, you forgot to introduce yourself to Maya, Lisa, Lauren. Actually, the longer the list, the funnier it will be. Anyway, men who ignore women in introductions are sexist, whether they see it or not, and are annoying as shit.
As if a woman has never interrupted a man. And if a man interrupts you, it means he's adding something to the conversation or correcting something you've said. It happens to men as well, you know. If a woman can't stand up to her interrupter herself, why in the fuck should a man have to do up and do her dirty work for her? Get used to it. The fact is that conversation is fluid and not just centered around women. If a man in a room introduces himself only to men in the room, it could be that he has no interest in the females present. It's rude when women force themselves on men who have no desire to meet them. It's obnoxious and annoying as fuck.
6. Create safe spaces for women. This includes not letting rape jokes happen and letting us join the conversation. It also means that if we hang out with you, we know that friend number 12 that assaulted us won't be there. It means that if we're going to a party, friend 8 who made a pass and then yelled when I said no won't be there.
Well, this is a tricky one. Not. If you find yourself in an unsafe space, leave it immediately. Don't expect others to make it safe for you. The safe space is the storage cupboard down the hall which has been provided for you, not wherever you happen to be, you stupid bitch. Stop insisting men stop telling rape jokes. They're just like pedophile jokes. Inappropriate, but really fucking funny, so fuck off and lighten up. We don't ask women not to tell dead baby jokes, so stop trying to boss men around. And if you want friend number 12 not to be at the party, ask me to uninvite him with the police report of the assault in your hand, or just fuck off and don't come to the party yourself. As for friend number 8, I'm almost certain you were a total arrogant bitch cunt to him when he made a pass at you, so you're probably not going to be the one who will be welcome around him.
7. Call out your friends. Now this doesn't have to be public, but say I tell you that friend number 4 makes dick jokes a lot, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Okay, I'll talk to him about that. It's a great response. Really, I shouldn't even have to point it out. If you notice your friends being sexist, and you're not ready to stop being friends with them, call them out. Explain things to them. And if they get defensive or pissy and start yelling or blaming the woman that you're friends with for turning you into a pushover or a pansy, leave. Leave the room. Leave the friendship.
I'd be more inclined to believe my friends over you. Like I said before, Cover up your tits if you don't want to hear dick jokes, you stupid bitch. It's astounding that this bitch demands this much from males. Who in their fucking right mind would want to hang out with such a demanding, overbearing cunt?
Number 8. Believe your friends. When I say friend number 2 is sexist, don't question it. If I say blank assaulted my friend in college, believe me. If I say your coworker got drunk and yelled at me, believe me. We live in a world where women have to prove themselves, prove their stories, whilst everything men say is taken for the truth. Let's change this. Just believe your girlfriends. We don't want this shit to be true, but it is.
Why in the fuck should I just believe a woman? We live in a world where women lie repeatedly. My friend you say assaulted a friend of yours in college is probably the victim of false rape accusations, you fucking dumb bitch. If the UK police and the entire female population can't tell the difference between consensual sex and rape, i.e. the Chet Evans case, why in the fuck would I take your word on second or third-hand information about something that happened years ago? Why does it come to my mind that friend number 2, who you say is a racist, is actually your secret crush and you can't bear to have him around, so it's easier for you to just get him banned from everyone? By the way, my coworker who yelled at you did so because you're a feminist cunt. We live in a world where women do not have to prove their story and men are arrested and jailed just on the say-so of women. When was the last time a man was believed when he said a woman was lying about him? None of what you lying bitches say is ever fucking true. If you want us to believe you, bring us police documents, not kangaroo court college papers, but actual real courts that have had your accusations recorded as a crime.
9. And finally, convince all your friends to be feminists. Simple. Create a more feminist world.
You must be fucking crazy. Feminism is about a bunch of uptight dykes and ugly women. The kind of women that don't benefit from the patriarchy through free drinks, dinners, and presents. Do you know why the vast majority of females do not identify as feminists? Because they all realize that feminism makes life difficult and more expensive for them. We live in an egalitarian society where everyone is equal and the disabled are supported the best we can. It's time to eradicate the fucking feminist movement and the men's rights movement for that matter, and use the egalitarian platform to ensure true equality for all and not just for the few. When the law looks upon the rights of a female to be more important than the rights of a gay male, society has some grave fucking problems. I don't have sex with fucking women, so no woman should ever have special consideration over me.